I am about to pack my kit bag for Sage Summit. You may find this incredibly boring, or you might think it's kind of interesting, because I'm going to be creating a lot of content over the next couple of days for Sage Summit. So I thought we'd look at what I'm going to put in my bag. This is my lovely Doctor Who bag. Those of you who don't know me, massive Doctor Who fan. What's going in the bag? Well, the number one item is the one that you're not going to be able to see because I'm using it right now. Selfie stick. Really, really important for getting some kind of cool photos. Not just selfies. Don't actually take that many selfies, but pictures with other people. You can just get some really nice angles going on. My second bit of kit here is a Zoom. This is a Zoom for recording podcasts. This is important because I still need to finish recording my podcast for this week, which is going to be about creating content for conferences. So you can tune into that on spiderworking.com at some stage. So this is my little Zoom. I used it at the airport there after Social Media Marketing World to record the last podcast. And it's great because these are directional mics. So no matter what noise is going on in the background, I can see there's some people joined there. Laura, thanks for joining. Do say hi because I feel like I'm talking to myself. Very directional. So it doesn't matter what's going on in the background. You can still hear what's going on. So if you heard my podcast from the airport, you'll know exactly what that sounds like. So that is going in the Doctor Who bag. Of course, I can't put it back in the thing properly. Into the Doctor Who bag it goes. Hi, thank you for saying hello. That makes me so happy. Right, number two, even though the camera on my phone is pretty good, if you're not sitting right in the front row, you're going to need something with an actual optical zoom, because the problem when you zoom in on a camera is that it comes out all pixely. I do have a tip for that I'll be sharing in my podcast that I was using in Social Media Marketing World. But if you want some really good photos that you want to share in a blog post, you really need an SLR. I'd love a longer lens. But this is what I've got. It's pretty decent, and also because it's taking photos at such a high pixel rate, I can then digitally zoom afterwards and I still get a good quality picture. Now this does not fit in the Doctor Who bag. This is too big for the Doctor Who bag, so it goes in the nice low pro that I've got for it. Packing that up. This is so exciting. Sage Summit's going to be brilliant. My goal tomorrow is to get a selfie with Deborah Meaden. Deborah Meaden, for those of you that aren't from the UK or Ireland, is on a program called Dragon's Den, which is like your Shark Tank if you're in the States. She's brilliant. She's just brilliant. I can't wait to, I'm going to say meet, but probably attack her and ask her for a selfie. Now this bit of, this cable here, this is a really important cable because it connects the camera to my iPad. So it means I can edit almost immediately, or my phone. It means I can edit almost immediately. I can bring the photos into my iPad. I can use some of the cool apps that I've got on my iPad. Again, I'll be talking about those in the podcast. So that goes in the front of my low pro bag. Very important piece of kit. It's a trigger for my camera so that I don't have to worry about plugging the bit into the bottom of my phone. I don't have to worry if the selfie stick works properly or not. I've got a Bluetooth trigger that works with my iPhone, which is really useful. I've yet to try it for Snapchat, but I think it might work with Snapchat too, which will be cool. So there's a little inside pockety bit here that goes into. Really important. You know what these are? Power packs for the phones, because you go through your battery life like crazy. So I've got 3 of them, should last me the day, and I've got a little pouch that they go into. So here's the little pouch before it goes into my Doctor Who bag. I also have a little cable for charging these to make sure. I probably don't need to bring that to the conference. I could probably leave that in the hotel room. I'm just going to bung that in there so I don't lose it. And then in the front of this little pouch, there's no point having the chargers if you don't have a cable to connect it to the charger. So that's for my iPhone charger. That goes in the front. Ooh, you see, now I'm hurrying. It's not going so well. Let's see. Right, so that goes into the Doctor Who bag. Next up, this is a really cool bit of kit. These are actually dead cheap. You get them on Amazon. It's a Selfie Light. It's battery powered, 2 little AAA batteries, and it's got 3 powers of light. See, and you can get some nice lighting going on. I can make myself look prettier with this light, but it's also really handy if you happen to want to take photos or video in a really dark space. So I was using this at Social Media Marketing World for some of the darker spaces that I was shooting video in. Into the little bag. Do it up nice and tight. Okay, so into the Doctor Who bag it goes. Right, some traditional bits and pieces now. A pen. And one of the things I learned at Social Media Marketing World was I lose pens. Sorry, Kate. Kate, I lost loads of Kate's pens. So having a pen on the end of a lanyard, you can of course use the one that you'll get when you sign in. Do you need a holder for the light? It actually clips on, so you can clip onto the phone itself, which is really, really handy. Or a person. A person would be the other thing, but no, it actually clips onto the phone, or the reason I got it, it's also clips onto a laptop, so if that happens to be what you're using, or an iPad. It's such a cool bit of kit, and dead cheap. I think it's like under €20 or something like that on Amazon. I think it's called Diva Selfie Light or something like that. Okay, and this is my Sage pen because it is the Sage Summit that I'm going to tomorrow. It will be hanging around my neck so that I don't lose it. And I used to do that all the time when I worked in the film business, and somehow I forgot and started losing pens. And to go with this really traditional bit of kit, I've actually started going back to notebooks. There's something about writing in a notebook that solidifies an idea in your head better than typing. And I think that's because I type so fast. So because I type so fast, I forget what I was writing. So Notepad is great. I picked this up in Martin's, which is a massive, massive stationery store in San Diego. But you could just, I mean, we got given one by Sage as well, but I'm kind of attached to this one now. Into the Doctor Who bag it goes. And 2 final things. This thing, you get these in pennies. You love a notebook. Yes, I know. You can't beat a notebook, can you? Get these in pennies. I actually got this in a goodie bag, but you get them in pennies. You get all the different connectors for your phone here, or your Kindle, or whatever it happens to be, or your iPad. And you see it's stretchy. It's stretchy. You can pull it out. So really, really handy. Again, nice bit of kit to have alongside. I had to wind it up again before I. Nice little bit of kit to have alongside those chargers. So that's going into the top pocket, along with the selfie trigger. And finally, and I was always forgetting this, always forgot this. Business cards. Business cards, because it's so embarrassing when you say to someone asks you for a business card and you don't have it. That's going in. I've just forgotten something really. That's going in the top pocket. I may be asking you tomorrow where I put that. You will tell me, right? And the final thing that goes into my content creation kit bag is my iPad, because I love to be able to do things on the go. Obviously, I connect my camera there. That's it. Done up the bag. I will be looking smarter tomorrow, but my Sage Summit bag is ready. Hopefully I'll be doing a bit of live streaming from Sage Summit. See you there tomorrow. Thanks for joining.